Hi, and welcome back to my channel. And today is the Q&A part, and I am going to answer all of your questions about life. I mean, the very emotional questions relating to life. So I am going to show that to you. I am going to answer that to you. So let's get started. So important life questions to ask about yourself. I remember the quotes that once said, ask the right questions. Over the years, I have realized that questions are much more important than answers. Without asking the right queries, we can never hope for the right knowledge. But it took me a while to even understand what questions I should ask myself. So those doubts were always there in the background, hovering, emphasizing, and that I didn't understand life. I had a vague feeling that I was dismaying over things that didn't matter while ignoring the universal realities that would pull me out of my little problem bubbles. But I wasn't sure, and I never took out time to pin those deep questions about life, and hence, I can never answer them. The process of questioning deepens when I started writing and reading full time, as I had redesigned my life from a corporate cycle of drudgery. I was too eager to question everything and to be better at things I had failed at before. It was like I had found vigor again. The more I read, the more I understood, the more life questions I had, and the more incomprehensible it seems now. Franz Kafka once said, anyone who cannot come to terms with his life while he is alive needs one hand to ward out a little his despair over his fate. But with his other hand, he can note down what he sees among the ruins. The efforts continue. I am putting down some thought-provoking questions that have hitherto found me here. I have followed a natural course and have clubbed thematic questions together. I have answered all the questions to keep an account of my thought on the matter. As you will see, I have some answers, but some of the questions still dodge me. You can completely ignore me, ignore my responses, and find your own, along with the important questions about life and their answer. I am also putting down the books that have helped me understand the matter. I plan to update these self-reflection questions and answer year on year, or whenever my understanding changes. Till then, I present to you my questionnaire of life from my lens. Good life questions that make you think. First, what is art? Made up of our imaginations, but more real than real. Art helps us experience joy and pain while connecting us to the universe. Books I have read in this regard: Letters of Young Poets by Rainer Maria Rilke, Birds of Birds by Anne Lamott. Books I want to read. Although all books embody art, the major ones I want to read are The Artist's Way, A Short Guide to a Happy Life, amongst many others. 2. What differentiates a good piece of art from the bad one? The proper or incomplete understanding of the feeling with which it is made. 3. What is creativity? Creativity is the imaginations that give birth to art. It is that voice inside us, creative practice to create consistently. Books I want to read. A Writer Diary by Virginia Woolf, as consciousness is harnessed to Flash Diary by Susan Sontag, A Velocity of Being, Letter to a Young Reader, and Madame Curie, a biography. 4. Why are some people creative and others are not? The ones who are not creative are scared of admitting their feelings and don't give them the due importance. They think emotional responses make them weak. People who accept their emotions and vulnerability and harness as create art, a product of imagination and senses. 5. Could I ever be good at art I am pursuing? That depends on how afraid I am. How much do I practice? If I keep doing the thing without being scared all the time and believe in myself, there is nothing I cannot do. Hold on even after your hands bleed. Self-reflection, thinning phase, questions for self-reflections. 6. Am I a dilettante? No, I was once. 7. Did I start asking the good question too late? Yes or no? I could have questions earlier, but that doesn't matter, for I have started now. If I had started before, my answer to life would have been different, and that has everything to do with the time gone in between. 8. Do I repent something? Yes, but self-development begins when we decide to move on. 9. Am I learning from my mistakes? Yes, here the 30 in a life lesson I learned in my 20s after committing many errors. 10. Why letting go is hard. Because to let go, we have to forgive someone. Often we need to forgive ourselves to move forward, and that might not be easier as it looks. Books and I'm reading Meditations by Marcus Aurelius and Letter from Stoic by Seneca. 11. Do I forgive people? Not always. 12. Why can we never forgive some people even though we know that by thinking about how they hurt us, we will only harm ourselves? Wouldn't it be easier if we just let go? To forgive is to believe. Sometimes I am scared to believe in goodness. 13. Should I forgive people? Always. But it is not important to always tell them that we weren't even upset. Forming good personal relationship is a lot about not pointing out others' mistake all the time. What matters? To be able to be on my own while being with the world, to produce art that further instill creativity and inspire people to live. People. 15. Why do I let my emotions puppeteer me when I know that I should act more logically? I do get puppeteered sometimes because I feel, as Daniel Gilbert wrote, feeling are what mattering means. I shouldn't judge myself for having emotions. If I feel this way, many others do too. If I can do is to understand why I feel that I feel and how I can react in a more patient and logical and fair way to others. I still have to learn a lot about emotions and how to manage them. Books I have read in this regard: Stumbling on Happiness by Daniel Gilbert and Karenina by Leo Tolstoy, and But I Said Meeting the Challenge of Life's Difficulties by Osho. Books I want to read: How Emotions Are Made and Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman have read, amongst many others. 16. Why do I stay stuck in a situation when I should step out of it and observe it from a distance? Because staying stuck in a situation is easier than learning from the experience and coming out of the drama. My short-sightedness overpowers my drone view bringing misery to me and to the others around me. I should step aside from the scene and look at it objectively. It wouldn't be hard to watch the scene from a distance, but that is the only logical way to decide what is the best action. Do not react in absoluteness. Books I am reading on this: Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, Letters from Stoic by Seneca, both have read. 17. Do I love prestige? I do. I don't. I like prestige as much as I love pizza once in a while. On most days, I love simple rice and dal with fish fry. I know humble work is pivot, but prestige is that break I look for in between. 18. What is so special about food? Food is a sizzling pot of art. Sizzling pot of art. 19. Would I commit a crime if a judiciary wasn't a scene? Yes, breaking the rule is always fascinating, only if the crime doesn't involve hurting any human and non-human animal. Deep questions about life shown in the format of live colors. 20. What is a good routine? A good routine provides time to sleep, eat, care for yourself physically and mentally. Be with relevant people, make a living, do things that bring joy and hope. The last two could be the same. And play. Thus, I can balance my physical, spiritual, mental, and earthly well-being every day. I wouldn't have to wake up one day to realize I am unhealthy and bankrupt or disappointed. The order in which I do the daily activities matter too. The order in which I do daily activity matter too. Going from the most important task to the least important has proven to be the most efficient. But it is best to not compare our routine with the others as well. We all operate differently. I have a detailed article on creating a routine and other small daily habits to follow that have formed a basis of my daily life.